Creature feature.
What's up, adventurers? This is Adam at G.I. Joe The Lost Chronicles, deep in the TLC bunker. Welcome to another episode of Creature Feature. We're going to showcase some cool monsters, creatures for your 1/6 scale G.I. Joe adventure team. Let's get to it. So here's a really cool figure. This is a King Kong figure. It is made by Mattel. I'll bring in the figure so you can see the head sculpt. This is really a cool figure. It does have limited articulation. The head does spin. The arms do go up and back. The hands twist. The legs do swivel in and out. And the feet do rotate. This is really a cool figure. It's a downsized version of the giant 20-inch King Kongs that I have. I have 3 of those. But I found this one, again, found it at an antique mall. It was just sitting out of box. I don't know when this was manufactured. It does have some wear and tear. I think I gave $10 for this. But just a kind of a cool figure to have in your collection. Love gorillas, you know, those are just awesome villains or nemesis for your adventure team to contend with. We're going to set him right there. And as always, we're going to do a scale comparison with a Joe. Like I said, that is scaled like in reality of a large, you know, silverback gorilla would be. But really a cool figure. If you can pick up one of these, do it. Again, you can't have too many apes, gorillas in your collection. Here's another really cool King Kong figure that I got. Now, this is a bootleg. This was made in Mexico. This was sent to me by Roberto Acevedo. Really a cool figure. I believe that he sent Jeff one of these too, or one very similar to this. Again, the articulation is very similar to the Mattel King Kong. Like I said, the head swivels, the arms do rotate forward and backwards, the hands do rotate, the legs, again, swivel inward and outward, and the feet do rotate. But we'll bring him in. I think he has a much more vicious, aggressive head sculpt than the Mattel. But really a cool figure. Again, has a button here. It does have sound effects. But again, this is really a cool figure to have in your collection. I thank Roberto a million times for sending me this. Like I said, it's a bootleg. Don't know if you can find him or buy him here. But he was gracious enough to send me this. And we'll do a size comparison again with Joe. And just for shits and giggles, we'll do a size comparison with the Mattel King Kong. As you can see, they're very similar, but they are different. But a great figure, you know, another awesome gorilla to have in your collection. This is kind of a cool figure. Again, I found this at an antique mall. It was just out loose. I think I gave $5 for this, guys. It is from, I think, Avengers Endgame. It is the Iron Man armored Incredible Hulk figure. I'll bring it in. Now, this, guys, it has terrible articulation. The head does spin a little bit. The arms do go forward and back, and that is it on the articulation. When I first got this figure, I had thought about popping the head off and putting a vintage G.I. Joe head sculpt on here to make it like an, a battle suit. But what I ended up making was a Nazi robotic android time traveler. I painted him up, put some decals on him. Now this guy was featured in a crossover story, the Quantum Conspiracy. He shows up at the end of the movie. Again, he is a time traveling android. I have plans for this guy. He will show up in a few more future photo stories. But again, it's really a terrible, terrible figure. But I basically, guys, the reason I got him was the size and the scale. And again, I'll show you the scale next to a vintage Joe. That works for me. Again, a terrible figure, but he turned out pretty cool. And like I said, I think I'll be using him in some future photo stories. Now here's a figure you guys are going to recognize instantly. This is from the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Predator. This is the alien. I'll bring him up. He is manufactured by the Leonard Company. We'll bring him in. This is really an awesome figure. He does stand 12 inches tall. Again, I found this guy out of box, and to be honest, I don't remember what I paid for him. It might have been $15. I'm not quite sure. But a lot of good detail on this figure. Love the paint job. Did a fantastic job on the paint. I'll turn him around. I think this is really a cool figure. Has a button on his head, and it actuates the mouth, which is kind of cool. And his laser guided weapon here does have a button with an LED light. You guys can see that, which is kind of cool. But pretty cool figure. I'm actually got plans for this in a future photo story with the adventure team. I think this would be pretty cool to use. He photographs really, really nice. When you get him outside and you get him like in a jungle environment, he looks awesome. But very articulated. The head does turn. The arms swivel up and back. Bends at the elbow. The hands do rotate. The waist does twist. The legs kick out. The legs bend at the knee, and the feet do swivel. So this is a very articulated figure. He's very cool. Again, love the coloring, love the paint, love the detail on this guy. He's really, really cool. I think he's going to be awesome in a future photo story. And again, we will do a size comparison with a Joe, and that works. I think that works for me. Looks really nice. Here is a really cool, unique figure that I came across, again, at an antique mall. This is from the 2004 movie Van Helsing. It is the Frankenstein creature. This is manufactured by the Jax Toy Company. And this is a really, really awesome action figure. It is very articulated and has incredible details on this figure. The paint is fantastic. I mean, they really, really got the coloring and the details nice on him. We'll pull him up closer and you can see. I mean, this looks just like the actor who played the Frankenstein monster in Van Helsing. It was really awesome. It does have a button on the heart that lights up. Really awesome. And the top of his head does come off, exposing the brain, which is another really cool feature. I mean, this is really a high-end figure. And I didn't really realize that Jakks made such high-quality figures like this. Very impressed. Again, super articulated. The head turns, the arms, move in and out. They bend at the elbow. The hands twist. The waist turns. The legs bend outward, inward. The legs do bend at the knee, and the feet do swivel. But really a cool figure to have in your collection. I'm really happy to have this guy in my collection. I haven't seen too many of these. I haven't really been looking hard. I think I've come across a couple on eBay, but just look at the patchwork of skin and the scars and the stitching. Really good detail. I don't know if the camera is catching all of it, but just an amazing figure. Looking forward to maybe using this guy in a photo story, maybe for my Halloween special this year. I want to try to do one. I didn't get to do one last year, but I think he would work great. I've got some ideas for a really cool Halloween special. And again, we'll do a size comparison, which the size comparison is good. He stands 12.5 inches tall, but an awesome figure. Highly recommend you getting one of these. Now, this is a cool find. Believe it or not, I found this at a Barnes & Noble bookshop. My wife loves to go in there. She likes to get magazines and books. And in the back, they have a small toy section. And I found this. And I just fell in love with it. And I just had to have it. I thought the scale was nice. It is, well, let me do the sound effects. It doesn't make noise. It does come with remote control. I'm going to turn it on so you guys can see it. It has forward. It moves. The eyes glow. The mouth opens. And then we'll hit reverse. But this thing is really cool. But yeah, I couldn't believe I found this at, of all places, the Barnes & Noble. I've looked on the bottom. It says Discovery. So I don't know if that's a toy company. Probably not. So I'm not quite sure who does manufacture this. But I thought it was really cool. Like I said, had to have him. I thought this would work great in a future Joe photo story. You know, maybe like in the jungles or down in the Nile or something. You know, Joe's looking for treasure and comes across this guy. And I'm gonna put him right here. He sits right there. All right. And now I'm going to do a size comparison. So this thing is really, to me, this thing is sized right for a Joe. Just, he's awesome to be, I mean, it looks like he's actually really scaled in real life. But really a cool alligator, crocodile. But the fact that it actually is animated too is really cool. But yeah, thought he was really cool. If you guys come across one of these, I'd highly recommend giving it. Now, this I did buy new. It was in the box. I want to say it was $35, guys. I mean, not super expensive, but I mean, not cheap either. But thought he was different, unique, and thought it was really cool, and I had to have him. But yeah, a nice, accurate, scaled alligator for your G.I. Joe. Then we come to this guy. I know you guys have seen these before. This is a gigantic T-Rex. From nose to tail, he measures 40 inches. I think a lot of companies make different versions of these. It is marked Mattel, and under that it is marked Universal Animation Studios. So, but this thing is awesome. It is super articulated. I don't know if your camera can get this in the camera. We're gonna bring it close. I know you guys have seen these. The detail on this guy is incredible. Great paint job. The head does swivel. The jaw does close. But really awesome detail. The arms do move. The hands do twist, or the claws come up. Massive rear legs, which do move. Feet do twist. And you come down to the tail, and the tail is articulated in a couple of places. But this thing is just absolutely enormous. And I had seen these before, and I really, really wanted to get one, but I never could find one. And lo and behold, we went antiquing, and this vendor had several dinosaurs in his display case, and he had one of these. And I want to say I gave, I think, $55 for him, which is not a bad price because I've seen these on eBay, and they go for like $100 or better. But this is just a really amazing figure. You gotta love dinosaurs. Any wildlife, the gorillas, tigers, dinosaurs, they go so well with the G.I. Joe Adventure Team. And I did feature this in a photo story. It was The Secret of Skull Canyon. It's where this T-Rex gets transported into our time from a time-traveling monolith. And at the same time, Mike Power gets sent back into time into Nazi Germany in the 1940s. But really a cool figure to have in your collection. Again, he is enormous. And I'm going to set Joe in front of him. But the scale is fantastic. And I know they make a brontosaurus, which is even bigger than this. I mean, that thing, I think he has a neck of like 24 inches. But really cool. Gotta love dinosaurs. Again, it's marked made by Mattel, Universal Animation Studios. But I think several companies make different versions of these. I've seen some that are black. I've seen some that are really dark gray. I think I've even seen one that was green and black striped. It was really cool. But again, these are awesome. I think Robert at MagSog has some of these. They're really cool. But yeah, if you can get one for your collection, guys, I would highly recommend it. All right, guys. That is this episode of Creature Feature. Until next time, live free and rock hard.